Roving Bastion Armsweir. Tales from the history of the Four-Season War. This is Operation One-Shot. The THF is slowly regaining lost territory. That's the THF is the Terran Hegemony Forces. It's slowly regaining territory that they lost to the Satrapy of Zera armed forces who have invaded Earth and taken over much of the world. The THF slowly took back much of eastern Canada and parts of the eastern United States with a daring strike through Greenland, and they're making good progress in Europe and China. Their new roving bastions, the ALM, the Armsweir limited model, are not well suited to the jungle or the desert, so anywhere they have to contend with that, progress has been slow or non-existent. The SAF, on the other hand, has just rolled out a new series of roving bastions in an attempt to counteract the ALM. We've got the Switch, which is swift and can hover. We've got the Bongle, which is heavily armored and is good at fighting. And then we have the Doughboy, which is a versatile all-rounder and is capable of going toe-to-toe with the feared THF robot Armsweir. SAF Earth Commander Garmin Garbo received intelligence from his sister Co-Fiber Garbo indicating that the THF's PBR light weapons, that's particle beam rifle light, require a special component called a P-clip to power their devastating particle beams, and that these clips can only be recharged at a facility that manufactures them, or on some advanced warships such as the Ivory Garrison, home of the Armsweir. Garmin has discovered the location of the PBR factory, and it's now up to Commander Sear Easeworthy and the crew of his submarine, the Testy Frogfish, to take it out. That's where you three come in. Sear Easeworthy is your commander. He's always worn a full face mask, but he's got a prescription for it. Don't worry about that. Nothing suspicious about it in the least. So he's in charge of your day-to-day operations, and he has handpicked you three as his chosen strike force while operating from the Testy Frogfish, which roves around underwater, attacking targets of opportunity and suppressing THF forces as they attempt to fight back and retake the Earth. So the three of you have been deployed. We're going to start you in the middle of the action. You had to deploy without your roving bastions because...
What?
Yes.
I signed up for one thing.
Question, can we use the cars that are visible on the map?
You may be able to. The reason you went without them to begin with, obviously, is because this base that you're attacking is heavily defended and fortified, and if you were to come tromping over the horizon in 3 gigantic robots, the base defenses would just obliterate you before you could get close. So in order to get around that, here's what's going to happen. You, the three of you, need to use your skills as pilots to, on foot, get to this base and disable enough of the defenses so that an aerial transport can airdrop your 3 mechs into the field. So this is where you've begun. Right. You have managed to sneak up to the edge of the base. You're here over by the parking lot. And you can see, well, you can't see, but you know from intel that the base has a number of heavy turrets. It has as well tanks roving around. There's an enemy squad of scout type ALMs and presumably their commander type ALM with them somewhere around the base. Anti-air guns, which will shoot down the transport if you don't figure out what to do with them. Surveillance gear everywhere, some enemy squads, and the fighters on the field nearby. So your task is to figure out how to disable as many of these things as possible so that the YOP transport can get in here.
Do we have any...
To say that I have some mechanical ability and demolition skill. That might come in handy.
Excellent. I'm a proficient hacker. Do we have any intel if these turrets are manned or if they're automated?
They are automated turrets.
Ooh.
Fantastic.
From the intel that you have learned, this base runs with as few people in it as possible because it's supposed to be a secret.
Sucks for them.
Indeed. So pilot scenes are mostly narrative in this system. There are checks when we need them, but it's just a standard check, and we don't worry too much about stuff like map squares and damage dice and all that stuff. If you get into a fight while you're on foot, it can be deadly, especially if you try to take on a mech while you're on foot. You will die.
Are we considered to have our hard suits on?
Yeah, we'll say you have your hard suits, but we're not going to worry about the mechanical aspects of that unless it comes up, which hopefully it will not.
All right. Does anyone know how to pilot a fighter?
Oh, probably.
Does anyone? There is a piloting skill you can take.
I don't know that anyone's background gives them that field, but it's always something that you can try.
Okay.
If it had an AI system on it, I bet I could convince that AI system to do something for us.
Are the fighters automated too? Are we allowed to know that?
The fighters are not automated.
Ah, dang it. Are they manned by robots?
No, because of the MacLeod particles, things like remote control and different types of remote control are all but impossible to do.
All right.
Even the drones that are on the Switch D that Kane pilots, they are either connected to his mech by wires, or he controls them with his brain. Depends on what he wants to do with that.
Or we're definitely controlling them with my brain.
Okay, then. So then your character would be a type of human called a novelty.
All right, well, can I say I'm going to sneak and plant some bombs or like rig some of these to destroy themselves?
Which
My
things do you want to
skills?
destroy?
The turrets.
The turrets? Okay.
No,
What's that?
we can maybe deal with the turrets from some kind of central location, though.
Well, I'm wondering if we could do that, destroy some turrets, which would generally help the transport, and then that'd make a distraction. And then you can do your real hacking to hijack all of the rest.
Nice.
Because if they're automated, then and this is a world without Wi-Fi and like complex AIs, so they are probably all routed to some location.
We just need to figure out where that is.
So I'm thinking I go over here and make 10 men look like 100.
Or one look like 10?
Yeah, make one man look like possibly as many as 4.
Just realized I had my mic muted for the last 10 minutes and forgot about it.
Oh, nice.
So I've been trying to talk to you guys,
like
and I'm like, wow, these guys are assholes.
We just thought you were really shy.
Oh no. So anyway, so my jerk robot has an AI. Is it possible to distract the of the base by instructing my dummy plug to crudely troll them over the radio?
Well, there isn't. Radio doesn't work so well. Most long-distance communications are done through laser or through like a cable pipeline, but you
Does
can
transport have any carrier pigeons?
probably perched on it right now because the transport is waiting for your signal, which I assume will be a flare or something that you've already arranged beforehand with the captain of that ship. But you don't have access to your bastions right now until you're able to make this area safe enough for an airdrop. You have to rely on your skills as a human being or a novelty.
Okay, well, my guy might as well just be dead then.
All right. So how this works with pilot stuff is when you want to do something, I will make you roll a check. unless it's something that's covered by one of your fields, in which case you just do it. And if you have to roll a check and you've got either a trait that will help with it or a piece of equipment in your inventory that will help with it, then you get a bonus accuracy dice on your roll. If it's something I think is particularly difficult or deadly, I'll add difficulty dice instead.
All right. Well, I vote we get this party rolling. And can I sneak over here and try rigging these 3 to explode?
Yeah, I think you can.
Demolition skills.
All right.
Yeah, I think you can.
I'm gonna hang out with him until we're in the building. Then try and look for some signs of a control room of some kind. But I'm gonna be super stealthy with my active camouflage clothes that I got.
Ooh, that's much more useful than the Swiss Army knife I have.
I am posing as a humble carjacker in the parking lot. I am simply looking into parked cars for ones that might have the keys in them. But as I do so, in my personal inventory, I have xenophobic chick tracts about the Terran hegemony, and I am pinning them under the windshield wipers of every car.
Okay.
Nice.
Good. I'm glad that you brought so many of those.
If you lift up his shirt, they just spill out.
So, in order to sneak past the surveillance devices here, we will need to get a roll from the 2 of you who are sneaking past. Now, do you think you have traits that would help you be sneaky?
Not traits.
Or
just
equipment.
my awesome clothes.
Right,
you have the clothes.
You've got the reactive clothing, so you can add an accuracy die for that.
And that's just a d6, right?
Yeah, so you roll a d20 plus a d6 if you've got accuracy. And to do that in this system, you type /roll 1d20 plus 1d6, I believe.
No, that was really bad.
Yeah.
So that was just a test.
Do you think the stealth score of 1200 can help me out too?
It's quite possible. Okay, so you got...
What an abysmal roll.
You got a 5, which does not succeed, because you have to hit a 10 to succeed in this system. That's the only target number for the most part. So you are attempting to sneak down across the parking lot, across this open area here that I just highlighted. Unfortunately, that open area is just full of cameras.
Oh, geez.
And you are spotted by the cameras. Okay. Rich, how about Richard? Do you want to make a roll to try and sneak? For you, I guess it's just a straight d20.
Perhaps my space survival skills will help me sneak.
Through this lush vegetation? Perhaps.
Yes. Because I'm really good at holding my breath.
We'll say why not.
Yes. All right. Yeah. 1d20 plus a 1d6?
Yeah.
All right. That's very charitable of you. Slam dunk.
Okay, so you're able to sneak past. So you would be down here.
In one breath.
Yeah. You hold your breath enough and you get yourself down to this area. But unfortunately, Kane, the cameras swivel to face you, and you can't hear it, but you notice the camera noticing you, and you have to assume that means an alarm just went off somewhere.
All right.
I shoot the camera.
With your gun?
Without even thinking or announcing it to the group, I just shoot the camera as if that will solve the problem.
Okay. Well, you do have, as your part of your equipment, a gun. So I guess that gives you one accuracy.
Inventory that's not in all caps.
Yeah.
I'd like to send my remote drone to try and do some kind of remote hack of the remaining wires left behind by this blasted camera.
Okay, we're gonna see if he can shoot the camera first, though. I'm gonna say paranoid counts towards this as well because you did it as a sort of a twitch reaction. So you're rolling 1d20 plus 2d6.
That's what we're broadcasting on Twitch.
Yeah, indeed.
D20 plus 6.
That's 2d6.
Dang.
Okay, so you got over a 20, which means that that's like a good success. So you blast the security camera, and I'm going to say you blast
shears the wall off.
You blast it quickly enough that the security camera only got a slight glimpse of Kane. So we'll retroactively say that perhaps the alarms didn't go off. We're not sure yet, but that camera is definitely not working anymore. So once someone notices that the camera's offline, once whoever is in security notices that that camera's offline, then maybe the alarm will go off, but it hasn't yet. You don't hear it.
I'm really scared of that potential outcome, so I really now want to hack this camera and put it on some kind of a loop so it just shows what it had been seeing for the last hour or so.
Okay. You do that because you are a hacker. You don't have to roll for that.
It's my thing.
Nice.
Okay, so are you continuing down towards where Richard is?
Yes.
Okay. You can move your tokens down there. I'm actually going to quickly pop in here and turn off the grid because we don't need it right now. And I don't want it making it difficult for you to move your tokens around. So there we go. The grid's not on, so you should be able to... There we go. Perfect. Like I said, even if we do get into mech combat, and we're definitely getting into mech combat, I'm not going to do the strict grid system that that Lancer suggests because it's at this moment in beta and not working very well, and also I don't want to.
All right.
So the three of you make it down to this building, and you can see above the door there is helpfully a sign that says PBR Factory. This appears to be the main entrance to at least reception, but you don't have blueprints of the base, so you're not 100% sure. There are doors here, and they appear to be locked because you've arrived. Even though it looks like day, it's actually night time, obviously, for a stealth raid.
Well, this is the place we need to blow up, isn't it?
Oh, thank goodness we got to the right spot.
I motion that the other two should go into the building.
Well, I want to climb up on the roof to blow this up. That's still where I'm at.
Okay.
So as he's motioning, can I climb up on his shoulders and onto the roof?
I think you probably can.
All
Let's
right.
see, the
so
roof
point
is...
his arm out, and I just use that opening to step on the shoulder and ascend.
I follow just because I see Richard doing it, and I just want to do it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kane's fine with it as long as he doesn't have to go up on the roof.
All right.
Okay, so Richard, you grew up mining asteroids, so your survival field allows you to be good at scrambling around on stuff.
Nice.
Cloud, you're not
getting onto the roof.
You're not physically fit, so to get up onto the roof, you're going to have to roll for that.
Ooh.
All right.
But if you have something that you think will help with it, with the task of climbing, then that would be the time. Whether it's one of your traits or something from your inventory.
I have informationconflicts.com branded nutrition supplements in my inventory, but I don't think those actually make you more physically fit.
Right. If anything, that would probably give you
fear of women, which might help.
Maybe if you get tired halfway through, though, you can just chow down on one of those and make it the rest of the way.
I'd like to think that you're going to be like lying on your back, broken and bleeding out, and you're going to like wolf one of those down, and that's like the second wind.
That's what he was waiting for.
Witness me!
So otherwise...
Stand on Kate's shoulders until it gets uncomfortable as I struggle to pull myself over the edge of the roof.
Alright, so you just roll a straight d20 for that. And if you make a 10, okay.
Ooh. Okay, I fall off of Kate.
Yeah.
So sprain my ankle.
You fall off Kane and hurt your ankle? Okay.
Can I like
I just
for
kind
him?
of look at him unimpressed.
Can I reach for him for like the bro moment where like I try to grab his arm as it's falling and we like grab each other's wrists. Can we try that?
You grab his wrist, but the spray tan that he's got all over him causes his wrist to slip right through your hands.
All right.
And he lands on his back. It would be embarrassing if he weren't able to rationalize it immediately, I'm sure.
This is all Kane's fault.
Nah. Kane rolls his eyes and continues.
Richard, up on the roof, you see a fighter squadron is parked on the further part of the roof of this building.
What?
There's a fighter squadron. There's 5 fighters just parked on top of this building.
Oh, okay. Just the ones we can see.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, there's 5 more.
No, just those 5.
That would have upset me. Okay. All right. Can I? Are there pilots standing outside?
I yell out, "What do you see?"
Shh.
You can't see the pilots out there, but you can see like the part of the stairwell the pilots would come up to get here, and the elevator that they would take. And of course, there are more surveillance devices all around. They haven't spotted you yet, but if you move, they might.
All right. I'm going to hold my breath, and I think I'm still going to I'm going to stick with the mission. I'm going to attempt to sneak thither to have, my view obstructed by these guns so I can sort of like hug right and close up to one of these.
It might help if Kane did something in this building before you try to sneak past all the surveillance and the automated turrets designed to shoot things that move.
But I get a strong premonition that Kane should do something first and defer.
Cloud, do you want to try and infiltrate this building with me while he's up masquerading on the roof?
Or just leave me behind. I'll die here.
So this is the crack team that's been assembled to infiltrate this factory, right?
The worst part is that Cloud has a higher rank than either of you.
I should point out which Mr. Y Caliber knows, but I don't know if he shared with the rest of you. Cloud joined the military to win an argument, and has profoundly regretted it ever since. He is singularly unqualified for this.
He's very wealthy, though, which probably helped him purchase.
So
that counts.
He buys the military like a new pool, and they do whatever he wants.
And that's how he ended up as Lieutenant Commander Cloud Lannister.
Oh, jeez. We really are the bad guys, aren't we?
Well, there are shades of gray.
With Lannisters on our team? All right.
It's the Pennsylvania Lannisters.
Kane's gonna pop over to a window or a door and try and peek into this reception area that we think we're here.
Okay. So you look in through the window, and the area in there is dark. You can see there's a computer in the back behind a reception desk, and doors leading further into the complex. There's a water cooler, uncomfortable-looking couches, magazines that are probably very out of date. And the front door lock is a smart lock.
Ooh. I guess I'll have to find out how smart it is with my awesome hacking skills.
Okay. What does it look like when you try to hack the lock?
Kane's actually got like mechanical hands.
Yeah.
So the way I imagine him hacking things is these cables actually come out of his fingertips and go into the thing he's trying to hack. And he just uses his amazing mental mechanical hacking abilities through his fingers.
Okay.
Nice.
And this is electronics, so you do it. You are able to open up the lock, and you find that it's actually very easy because they neglected to change the default password.
So it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So it's just you know how it is with government procurement. They just get the cheapest possible option. And this is the cheapest possible option. And it opens immediately. The door opens up. You're able to bypass the alarm that would normally go off when the door opens at an unauthorized time, and you're in the lobby. There are cameras here as well, but you know, your eye is obviously drawn to the computer at the reception desk.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to check out.
Cloud, what are you doing?
I hobble after Kane.
Okay.
And when he makes it into the lobby, I look for things I can steal.
Ooh.
I thought you were wealthy already.
You don't get wealthy writing checks.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, so
From the enemy and then eBay it.
Yeah, there's the old magazines. There's the water cooler. It's full. Just regular water though, not the kind of vitamin water that Cloud normally insists on drinking.
Just that regular stuff.
There's the computer itself. There are some potted plants. But overall, it's just
the magazines, and I consider taking one of the potted plants, but don't. I also empty out the water cooler onto the floor to create a trap.
Okay. Where do you do that? Like by the entrance, or
in front of the nearest doorway further into the facility?
Okay.
Nice.
That any guards running in will slip and.
Okay, good.
This is a great military mind you guys have in command of you.
You do have the leadership talent.
I do.
We're inspired to compensate for your shortcomings.
Okay.
I'm doing like
right.
8th MS team. You guys would have shot me by now.
No doubt. This is more Zeonic front style. Kane, what do you do with that computer?
I want to see if it's connected at all to their security grid. I know it's probably just some kind of like scheduling receptionist area, but maybe I can, since everything's LAN connected, maybe it's in there too.
Okay, well it is, you find that it is networked with the rest of the base, but because this will actually be a little bit difficult, you will need to roll for this, but you'll have 2 accuracy dice.
Nice. Those accuracy dice did help me a lot last time, so.
Oh, they definitely did.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So I don't know if I told you, but Kane's super incompetent.
Just cracks him at the slightest bit of pressure.
That sounds about right.
When we get through this, you're buying a soldering.
This makes perfect sense for the larger meta story of this world I've ripped off that no one will ever learn about because this is a one-shot. But it does make perfect sense that Commander Seer Easeworthy has put together the worst team.
Nice.
Okay, so while you're in there, you are able to, before you get caught, you are able to redirect the security cameras on the roof. But, so that means that Richard will be able to sneak where he wants to sneak without getting seen. But as you are trying to get deeper into the system, you get a little bit greedy, and you trip a hidden
firewall.
Sure. Well, you're trying to hack the planet. Everyone knows what a good hacker I am. You trip a hidden firewall.
The episode of The Outer Limits that I like, and Angelina Jolie keeps switching it to a different episode.
Okay, and that does finally cause that alarm to go off, and you hear klaxons from deeper within the facility, and bars come down over the front door where you just came in, and red emergency lights come on.
Oh, geez.
So you can hear the klaxons. You've got maybe a couple minutes before security gets here.
Do we have ways of communicating with Richard on the roof, or do I just need to take like a broom handle and bang it up on the ceiling above me?
At this short range, you can communicate. You're only like a couple meters apart, really.
All right. I just go, security's down, go, go, go.
All right, and I know Kane's a really good hacker, so I'm glad this is going to go off without a hitch. He gets +2 accuracy die. I'll be home in an hour. I merrily jaunt down and then get real comfy with this and hide there.
Okay, you are now behind these turrets. They didn't see you coming because the cameras are playing a loop of what was on the roof before, courtesy of Kane's work before he messed up.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna plant my bombs, or rig these up to explode, I guess. So they've got munitions in them. I rig them all up to detonate in 12 seconds.
Okay. And you have demolition, so that just happens.
Yep. And
go ahead.
Oh, well, and then I would just say, then I'd just get ready to run.
Okay. As you are getting ready to run, you hear the elevator on the far side of the roof where those fighters are start, and you can hear footsteps coming up the stairwell.
Oh. All right. Am I allowed to respond to that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. I take one last, shell that's available. Steal it from one of the turrets. Can I, set it for a timer and then throw it into the stairwell?
I'm sorry, I was listening, but my brain shut off for a minute. What was that you wanted to do?
I was pitching that you and I get in a swingers club.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
No, can I take one of the munitions time to explode and throw it in the stairwell?
Of course, yeah. That's
all right.
Something you can do.
So I notice they're coming up the stairwell. I grab one of them and huck it to hopefully cause it to cave in.
All right. You throw the bomb, and you're good at demolition, so the timing is fine. But throwing it to get it over there might be a little more tricky. So we're going to do a roll for that.
One sec. Allow me to consult my character sheet.
Yeah.
Anything?
Does that make me better at throwing?
Richard's probably dead.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry. What?
If only we could get out of here. We could just abandon this mission and go and live safely somewhere else.
So what was your justification there?
Oh, being lonely. Does that make me good at throwing things? Perhaps inventive. I'm looking for something here.
Pitch me on it. Pitch me something. Why would that be?
Okay, I'm going to pitch actually that working long hours in the mines honed my throwing abilities, because in a low gravity environment, your ability to, pass equipment back and forth to people gets used so regularly that I got pretty good at the old hand-eye coordination.
All right, and take yourself an accuracy die.
Nice. All right, 1d20 plus 1d6.
That's a plus 126.
I rolled a 15.
As an aside, I do like the image of miners just throwing overhand equipment at each other.
Oh yeah, well that's why I got buried alive there, because this was not a very safe place.
They're constantly just throwing bombs at each other. Catch!
You got a full half minute before it goes off. Don't whine.
All right.
The new guys.
So the stairwell collapses. They're going to have a difficult time getting out of it. You hear shouts of surprise, a few screams. The elevator is still coming up, but you have bought yourself time if you want to get out of here or do something else.
I'd like to leave the area of the explosion.
Yeah, good idea.
All right. So having wasted some of my time, I bolt, I guess, further down the roof.
Okay.